All right, I'm going to read some of the comments till we get to 2K likes. Pro-life is J. I don't know. I don't want to read that. You're saying words I'm not even supposed to say up here. You can't be pro-black and anti-feminist unless you want black men to be happy. I'm not sure about this. Hold on. Let me think about this. You can't be pro-black and anti-feminist unless you just want black men to be happy. I don't get it. I don't even understand that sentence because there's too many contradictions there. So feminism was created by white women in the Klan. So they were in the Klan. So you can be pro-black and anti-feminist. They were in the Klan. So that right there is already a contradiction in itself, right? And then it says, unless you just want black men to be happy, I don't see how. I don't see it. So you're saying, I don't know. Black men aren't happy unless black women are happy. You heard me? Do the black women understand what I'm trying to say? Black men are not happy unless the black woman is happy. Ain't gonna be no separate liberation struggle where the men leave the women behind and they're off, free from oppression and our women stay oppressed. That will never work for us. It never worked for us historically. That is something that the white community got going on in their community, but they're the reason for the problem in our community in the first place. So that's what they got going on. Their men oppress their women. They really don't. Their women just like to try to use oppression to gain access to our affirmative action and gain access to the welfare system and different things that black people had to fight to get, right, access to. They like to paint themselves as some minority when really they're a majority. So, they're a majority. The largest demographic in America is white women. Yet they get the benefits of being a minority. Even though they have been lock and step, white supremacists, the whole time America has been a country. They've been right there with their man. All right, so we're going to bring some people up. I'm going to let some people come up and talk. One of y'all have a real disrespectful name. I'm not sure what's up with that.
What's up, bro?
Hi, moderator. Give us your age, race, and pronouns, please.
Sure. 27, Caucasian, white. Can I say white on here? I guess.
Yes.
And the pronouns he, him. Yeah.
All right, talk to us.
I'm a little confused. Like, you're saying because feminism originated by somebody in the KKK, that means that feminism is racist? But if somebody in the KKK had developed a stapler, would you then say that the stapler can't staple paper?
I'm sorry, moderator. Can you not say the letters? You're going to get me in trouble. Say triple K.
Oh, snap. Yeah, my bad.
Or the Klan, like me.
Yeah, the Klan. Yeah, the Klan. So, I mean, if feminism, right, originated in the Klan, by somebody in the Klan, does that necessarily mean then that idea itself is then racist?
Yes.
If the stapler was developed in the Klan, then a stapler is racist.
A stapler is not an ideology or a liberation struggle, is it?
No. So let's keep the same thing. So if the idea of Buddhism was developed in the Klan, would that then be racist?
You're comparing an inanimate object that can be used by anybody to an actual ideology. A way to think that's much different.
I'll relate it to ideology then. So if Buddhism as it exists right now in its totality was developed by somebody in the Klan, would then Buddhism now officially be racist?
Buddhism as a spiritual practice, how is it racist? What was your qualification for that?
The only qualification for it being racist is it was developed by somebody who was in the Klan.
If Buddhism was created by someone in the Klan in this hypothetical scenario, then yes, it would be racist.
So nothing with Buddhism, any of its teachings, practices, nothing would have changed other than the original person who came up with it was just a Klans member. That would make the whole entire ideology different. It would make it racist.
If it started with the Klan, then I wouldn't be able to, like, my imagination doesn't go this far. I really hate hypotheticals in the first place. But if it was started by the Klan, then it wouldn't, and it was supported by the Klan, right? It wouldn't be something that would be adversarial to the best interests of the survival of the Klan. So Buddhism itself, as it exists today, would be adversarial to the interests of the Klan. You can't be in the Klan and look at everyone as human, right? Like that's completely antithetical. So if we're going to say that someone in the Klan created it, then I would assume that they would have to create it in order to protect their ideology of white supremacy, where it would be corrupt. It wouldn't be the same Buddhism we know today. Like the Buddhism we know today would only be created by non-Europeans.
So your justification for saying that it is then racist just because it was developed by somebody in the Klan, and that you assume it has to be developed in a way that supports the Klan, but the problem is that feminism is supposed to give women equal rights. Most Klans members, like the majority of Klans members, like managing partners, 100% like male. So if the managing class of the Klans members are all male, why would feminism help them continue to have power?
I'm not understanding your question, my friend.
I could say it a lot shorter. The managing people, the people in power in the Klan, were the men. Why would feminism help them?
Why would feminism help the Klan? Well, there's many reasons. I mean, since the Willie Lynch letters were written, it's always been the goal of the white supremacists to divide the black community by pitting man against woman, light skin against dark skin, house need to grow versus field need to grow, against each other. So it falls in line with the actions taken by the Klan and white slave masters that would sell us off and make it illegal for black men and black women to marry each other. So ever since Africans were brought to the Americas, the goal has always been to divide the man from the woman and to have to create a sort of resentment there by giving one more proximity to resources and concessions of oppression than the other. So when we're talking about feminism, we're talking about an ideology, a political ideology that addresses problems that may have been problems in the white community, but the idea that feminism is something that has benefited black women is false. I know a lot of people believe that today, but I speak to a lot of black women that agree. They don't believe that. Feminism is something that's always used black women for their numbers to vote. And, it's something that was used to co-opt the civil rights movement, but it's never been something that actually cared about all women, because when they talk about women's rights in 1929, when women got the right to vote, black women did not get that right. So it was never about women. It was always about white women, which is what's going to benefit the Klan, because, the Klan includes white women, like the white women that created feminism.
All right, so I mean, from that, feminism is a dividing factor that's dividing African American men and women, is what we're saying with this. Now that's the issue right there. So how does it do that?
By vilifying black men the same way, or actually projecting onto black men the ways that white men have oppressed women in Europe, by projecting that onto black men. So white woman says, because my man is the problem to me, I'm going to go to black women and tell them that their man is the problem for them. even though the black man is subjugated to the white man, and any power that the black man holds in the black community still relies on the control of the white man. The black man gets the brunt of the blame in the community for power structures he did not create, or nor can he control. So at the end of the day, the issue with black people and people that adopt the mindset of their, white counterpart, men that adopt a weapon that was formed against them, and perpetuate misogyny and other patriarchal attitudes in our community, all of that still comes from the same man that the white woman complains about in her community. But yet she tells the black woman that they are sisters and that the two of them should get along and team up against all men, including black men who are also the subject of oppression through patriarchy.
I see. So like, there's a long history there, and the origination is very important to you on where the ideology came from. Do you agree, though, in just this part? Do you agree that women should have A, equal rights, and B, also have equal opportunity in the workplace?
I believe that as far as the workplace, black women have not really.
Women included. White and black women should have equal opportunity in the workplace.
I'm sorry. Whenever you say women, my default is black women. I don't care about white women. I really don't. I don't feel bad for them.
Okay.
I just don't.
That's fine.
So, like, white women had to protest in the streets for the right to work, right? Because that was the thing. Like, they wanted to be able to have jobs. So they had to protest. Why? Because patriarchy was doing so good a job for them that they didn't have to work for most of American history. And patriarchy made sure that they had whatever they wanted until our women stopped working for them for free. Then they started marching and protesting because they wanted jobs. Because now black women were starting to have jobs. And ever since the black woman first stepped foot on the continent of North America or Central America or South America, they've always had to work. So, now when you're talking about wages, equal wages to men, I agree that, our women should be paid just the same amount or if not more in some cases. Sometimes, our women have reasons, I'm not going to get into it now, but have reasons to actually need more from a job. So I agree that it should be more equitable towards black women. At the same time, we're talking about participation in a system that I don't even support black people participating in, which is capitalism, where the black woman's body and the black man's body were the first capital. So, I mean, as a way to appease us in the meantime, it would, of course, be important for our sisters to get paid a fair wage or better than fair. To be honest,
Agreed.
they deserve better than fair.
No, I agree with that. I think women should have. I'm not going to say they should get paid just equal to the average. Like if most women aren't going for higher level positions and most men are, like, okay, there's going to be a pay gap there. But if you're at the same exact position, you should be making the same money. There should be no reason why there's a different, dollar value that you get just because you're a woman, right? So we agree with that, and I'm good with that. And that's regardless. All women, there shouldn't be a difference between a position's pay just because you're a woman versus a man. So that's one of the core tenets of feminism. The other part would be equal rights and treatment under the law. So you agree with that one?
So we're talking about feminism as you're talking about feminism as equal. So equal to who?
Men.
Okay. So am I a man?
If I don't get in trouble, I'll assume you are, yeah.
Okay. So if I'm a man and men like me don't get paid equal to men like you, are black women trying to be equal to me, or are they trying to be equal to you?
What do you have the same position as me?
No, yeah, we have the same position, but statistically, you're more
You get
likely.
paid the same, bro.
Statistically, statistically, you're more likely to get more, and you're more likely to get the job.
I get that. We still live in America, but I would argue that we should be treated the same and we should get paid the same.
I know, but
That's
we're
also
talking
an
about.
ideology I hold.
I don't. I understand, and that sounds just fine and dandy. But the thing about feminism is it focuses on assimilating more than actually liberating. So it's about assimilation. And so when we say that we want women to be equal, who do we want them to be equal to? Because I have yet to meet a feminist that wants to be equal to a black man.
Just men in general. Like the only difference is when you go to do something, be it, you get pulled over or some legal
Who
right
wants
that
to be
you have
treated like a
or a
black
job
man
that
when
you're
they
going
get
for,
pulled
you
over?
don't want to be treated differently just because you're a woman. That's it.
Who wants to be treated like a black man when they get pulled over?
Not black men.
All right, but what woman wants to
As
be
in,
treated?
nobody wants to be treated like trash when they get pulled over, and I agree that that should not happen. And that is also another thing. Equality, that's Black Lives Matter as well. That's another movement that focused on police brutality and unfair treatment under the law.
Okay.
Also, you can hold both ideologies at the same time. Women should be equal, and also black people should not be treated differently under the law. They should be given, the same privileges as everybody else.
And who's everybody else?
White people, and then I would assume
White
Asian people get less.
Exactly. So
Yeah, that's the point I'm
where-
making, bro. You should be equal, bro.
Right. So that's the thing where when it comes to the idea of feminism and trying to have the same privileges as white people in a white system that's controlled by those same people, we now are trying to assimilate into an oppressive system instead of liberating ourselves. Like now we're trying.
Where would you liberate to?
I'm sorry. That question was almost disrespectful. What do you mean by that?
You're saying you don't want to assimilate into a system. You want to be
Assimilate.
liberated. Assimilate, sorry. You want to be liberated from it. So if it isn't going somewhere else, that would mean that you're changing the system that is here, and you would change that system via movements like feminism and Black Lives Matter and
I don't
different
wanna
things that
change the
affect that
that
system.
is here. I
So
don't
where
care
would
about
you
this
go
system.
then if you don't change the system that is here? How would you get rid of the entire government that is here? Like, I don't understand.
I don't think one way or the other about the American government that's here. I think now we're getting into a part of a total misunderstanding of the worldview of Black people versus your own. Um, the Martin Luther King, I have a dream white folks will accept us one day, days are over. So I don't know. We're not trying to fix the system anymore.
What is the solution now?
I would, it would be disrespectful for me to explain that to a white man.
A lot of black people in the chat right now. There's a lot of people who follow you. You're an influencer. You can influence them right now. What would you tell them to go do that would help our situation? Like in this country, help change or do whatever. What is your solution?
It would be disrespectful for me to say that to you, and I don't know how else to
Losing it.
explain
Okay.
it. I'm sure.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'm sure you're asking. Y'all, there is a
Asking why you're complaining without actually thinking of solutions, bro. That's
Oh
what it is.
no. Whoa. I know the solutions, and I talk about them all the time. That's why I have so many followers. We know the solutions. It's just that's like.
Do I?
I'm gonna explain it to you. I'm gonna explain it to you in a metaphor since I got time today. So that's like you as a white man owning a bunch of slaves and then sitting down with them and saying, "How do you plan to escape tonight?"
Run the country. Otherwise, I'd change it.
Nah, but you do benefit from those slaves that were here in America. So you in the current state of the prison industrial complex, you do benefit from it.
Everybody benefits from certain things that are in America and things that have taken place in the past. And if you're talking about
Not
like
everybody
a white
benefits.
privilege,
Not
that's specific.
everybody. Not everybody benefits.
I benefit from. Pick one thing.
The prison industrial complex.
I benefit from it.
Have you ever shopped at Walmart?
Yes, I assume you have as well.
But when I partake in a system I didn't choose to participate in that also oppresses people like me, that's survival, not benefiting. So there's a difference there.
I'm also surviving. I don't like this system that we have.
You're not surviving. At some point, your ancestors chose to come to this stolen land and participate. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. I usually don't let them talk that long. Y'all forgot there was a 5 Panther Paw rule. There's a 5 Panther Paw rule. I do have time today, though, man. Shout out to Poetic Academic. That wasn't 2 paws. That was more than 2 paws. All right. I do have time today. I broke my own rules. I usually don't let them talk like that. We gonna let some people up here. What up, smart sister? How you doing?
Hey, nephew, what's going on?
Peace. I'm well.
This is early for you, isn't it?
It sure
Or is it me?
Yeah, I got an early day tomorrow, so I got some time for now.
Yeah.
I do got some stuff to do later on though. Appreciate the
Good.
gifts, y'all. Don't forget to help us with the gift goal. Let the algorithm know you're getting some value from the live. We really appreciate that. But yeah, we have someone that was coming up. Did you want to say something, Auntie?
Oh no, I ultimately, yeah, you know me and my mouth, but yeah, I kind of just caught the tail end of Mr. White Man that was on here.
Yeah,
YT man.
It was starting to get problematic. Like I was answering
Yes.
a lot of questions, and I normally don't do that. But
Right?
it kind of caught me off guard. I was doing some other things, setting up the live for YouTube, and then just answering questions. But then when it gets to the whole explain to me your plan, like
Right.
so that I can take it back to my people and explain to them, you know what I'm saying? That's where it
Right.
gets problematic for me. I'm not up here to teach white people.
No.
Yeah. But all right, let's get back to the live. Thank y'all for tapping like. We need to get to 10K likes, y'all. We got to get to 10K. If you never had a scone in your life, if you can see your lips when your mouth is closed, we need you to tap like. Please tap like. If you can fall asleep in the sun for 5 hours without having to go to the ER, we need you to tap like. All right, we're going to go to the next guest. Autumn, give us your age, race, and pronouns.
I'm 20. I'm white. And my pronouns are she, her, but I don't care at the end of the day what anyone calls me. So
All right, talk to us.
I wouldn't say. So first of all, I want to talk to you more about your claim that feminism originated from the Klan, right? Could you explain that a little bit more to me?
There were many women that were in the Klan that were some of the early suffragettes that were upset that black men were given the right to vote before they were. There were feminists that called for, and it's written in written history, called for 1,000 black men a week to be unalived by tree, if you know what I mean, to be unalived in trees until they were too afraid to go to voting booths. And that was the start of Jim Crow, where black men, even though written on paper they had the right to vote, we didn't actually get the right to vote until the Civil Rights Act of 1964. So that was, kind of like a power struggle between white women and black men that started the suffragette and feminist movement. And feminism also was not really much of a thing, but until after slavery had ended and black women stopped working for
Correct.
white women. So again, something where they were kind of pouting that they didn't have free labor anymore. And then we've got Elizabeth Cady Stanton, who would also refer to black men as Sambo, ignorant and uneducated. I've got it written up here. If anyone's on the YouTube, you can actually see where I got the sources up here.
Yeah, the Grimke sisters that were so-called pivotal in the feminine movement. The Grimke sisters, same thing.
Mhm.
All of them was like, you mean to tell me you want these N-words to be able to vote before me? That's what they used. That's how they got it. Despite the fact that a Sojourner Truth back in the day spoke up about women's rights, before white tea women, because we spoke in public before a lot of white tea women did. So, that's the slap in the face that we're talking about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely condemn all of these things. And I definitely know that there are a lot of problematic things about the modern day feminist movement. So that's why when I say I'm a feminist, I actually am more of an intersectional feminist, which means that I advocate for the rights of all women. Absolutely. All people assigned female at birth, even people assigned male at birth that transition. So I think it's really important to me that, everybody has equity. And what I mean by that is I think that women should have the same power in the workplace as men. I think no matter the race, I think that, we should be putting people of color, black individuals in more powerful positions because they have been excluded from those for so many centuries. And I'm not going to say that, feminism didn't originate like this. However, there are earlier accounts of feminism than the W clan, which is what I think you're referring to, right? Like when in like the 1860s, the W clan, because that's the only thing that I saw when I looked into it. But
Look up
I
Elizabeth
think a lot of it
Cady
is more
Stanton.
just white supremacy as well.
Right.
Not
Susan B. Anthony.
Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Susan B. Anthony.
Were they in the W triple K?
I don't know if she was in the the gang or not, but I know that she said some very inflammatory arguments that is the reason why white men who were in the Triple K would back women getting the right to vote. The only way that y'all were able to get, and by y'all I mean frosted females, were able to get what they're able to get as far as voting rights and quote unquote equal rights is because they had to make the argument that they would play along with the white man's game of subjugating black people in this country. And that's why feminism, as much as you make it sound like it can create a new utopia, it has a little bit of poison in the water. There's a little poison, there's a little arsenic in the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I think it's important to, push beyond that. Maybe we could call it by a different name, like equalism or something like that. So it's not necessary.
But equal to who?
To all women. Like a more, like, that's
so
why I think
all women equal in what way? Like when you say something is equal, right? There's an equal sign in the middle, right? Two lines is an equal sign. There's something on this side and there's something on this side.
Right.
So if this side is women, equal to who?
to everyone, like men particularly.
Okay, so equal to black men?
Well, I think I mean more equitable. I'm going to make that clear.
Okay, equitable to who?
All men. Like, because all men have a sense of privilege over women. You know what I mean?
So you're saying that I have a privilege over you?
Yes, but it's not.
What way?
And you have, and I
what
have
way?
privilege over you as well. And I'm aware of that. And I try to exercise my privilege in a way that benefits.
In what I'm sorry.
Everyone.
Please, what you said was just so ridiculous. In what world does a white woman who can cry in an elevator get a 15-year-old boy, Emmett Till, unalived? In what world does a black man have any privilege over a white woman? Please, I would love to know where. And
Yeah.
don't say, oh, y'all get paid more because y'all get imprisoned less. Okay, y'all are the least incarcerated, and you get hired way more than a black person. A white woman with a high school degree a high school diploma gets the same salary rate as a black woman with a master's degree. Actually, she gets paid more on average.
Yep.
That's awful.
So in what world am I, who is less employed than even black women, privileged as much as you, or more privileged in what area, please?
Yeah, so the patriarchy tries to instill beliefs in everybody.
The
One of those
patriarchy
being men.
tries to eliminate me.
If you're not
Yes.
going to let me talk, how am I going to get a point across?
I
And
don't
how are
want
you
to
going
hear
to...
your bullshit. That's
Okay, so
crazy
then
what you just said to me.
Then what's the
Black
point of
man,
having this
40%
conversation?
of people enslaved, 40% of people in slavery were owned by white women.
And I think that's absolutely awful. Okay, and I'll get off because I see
How
this
do you
person.
say I have privilege? I'm confused.
You have
Emmett
male
Till,
privilege.
George Stinney.
You have male privilege.
So
All men have male privilege.
ain't no male
No,
privilege
they
over
do
here.
not.
There's male
See,
privilege.
that's why black women aren't a part of this feminist bullshit, because that's
There
the
are
whole
plenty
thing
of black
about.
women. Black women
No,
actually...
there are black women that are misguided that work with white women that do that, because I've never seen you come to save any of us. Me, Lupita, anybody else that's being abused and oppressed in the workplace. Y'all know, you look out for yourself. You want to have the same power to put your foot on my neck as the white T man. That's the bottom line.
That's
That's
very
what
not fair.
feminism has shown throughout the years. Like the brother said, where is it not true? You've never done it as a whole.
Yeah.
Hell, it's a black woman that's the president of National Organization of Women right now. However, okay, being able to look out for the best interest of black women is not the case, and is not a focus of now. And that's supposed to be the premier women's feminist organization.
Yeah,
It's
so
not.
for-
It's just, y'all talk around circles, but when it comes down to doing the real work,
absolutely.
let's say let's maybe about the Crown Act, so black women can wear their hair the way it grows out of their head. I haven't seen now or any other feminist organization come to support that legislation, and that's some legislation that you could easily get behind and support. Do you do it? No.
Well,
No, but then you sit here talking all about what, who's a part of patriarchy and all this other stuff.
Yeah. So again, like those things may be true, and I'm 100% aware of the systemic racism going on in this country. However, I actively do work against these things. I go to protests. I read books. I've read all of Angela Davis's books. I think it is absolutely so imperative and so important that we stay educated on the perspective of a black individual in this country. And I'm absolutely hearing every single word you are saying, taking it to heart and reflecting on it.
Okay.
But
Well,
part of
what
that
you
is
need
why
to
I'm
do
on
is
this, because
take
it benefits
the most
women, it
ridiculous-
benefits men, it benefits everybody for
It
people
doesn't
to
benefit
live
all men
equitably.
equally, and that's the problem with you
No.
white women, is that you tell black women that black men are the problem the same way the white man is the problem. If
Right.
feminism
I didn't
focused
say the
on
same way.
dismantling the patriarchy in the white community that influences all 10 areas of black people's 10 areas of people activity in black people's community, if y'all focus on the oppressor and perpetuator of patriarchy himself, then maybe this would be a different discussion.
Right.
But the problem is that you paint all quote unquote males as men, when the patriarchy, white men, don't consider black men as men. They called us boys. They call us anything but a man. We had to march with signs with Dr. Martin Luther King to remind them that we are men. We are treated as subhuman, as black people, not even just black men, black women and black men together by both feminist white women, by both Klan white women, Klan white men. All the white people treat us all as subhuman
The same.
together. There are different ways that we feel it, but it's all from the same oppressors. And for you to say that black men, just because we have a ding-a-ling, makes us more privileged than a white woman, it doesn't make sense. I pulled up a list. We got Emmett Till, the Scottsboro Boys in 1939. 9 black teenagers were falsely accused of essaying 2 white women in Alabama and were convicted by all white juries. Why? Because the white patriarchal power structure. Do you believe the Justice Department is a patriarchal power structure?
The Justice Department?
Yes or no? Is the government patriarchal?
Yeah.
It excludes women from power, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So the Justice Department, the police, and the judges, the senators, the people that make the laws, all are controlled by a patriarch. And when that patriarch activates, because a white woman cried, black men don't have privilege, because patriarchy works to your benefit, makes it so that you are the most protected woman in the world. You're more protected than black men. Me being a quote unquote man does not give me access to that protection. It makes me the villain of that protection. The black man is the most vilified man or most vilified person on the planet.
On earth.
Elias Clayton, Elmer Jackson, Isaac McGee, Jesse McLaren, and then we also have George Stinney, was a 14-year-old boy. He was 14. He was given capital punishment because of a white woman going to the patriarchy to get him unalive legally. So, and then what's the most recent case of this? What's the most recent case? There's been a recent
Marcellus Williams.
Marcellus Williams, right, Marcellus. And then you got it's not as recent. Oh yeah, the Central Park 5, the exonerated 5. Again, a white tea woman running in the park. Black boys are put in prison. Donald Trump takes out a full-page ad. Would you say Donald Trump is a feminist?
No.
All right, so he sided with, when he saw one of his own women that were supposedly a victim to black men, did he say, well, bros are bros, grab them by the pussy? Did he say that? No. He said, we got to get these N-words, and he went and did so. So saying that black men have any kind of privilege over a white woman is wild, and painting it so that it's just men versus women when it comes to feminism is the problem. That is the problem. It's not men versus women. It's black people versus everybody else.
That's right. And that's why I said some black female feminists that don't understand that concept are problematic. Okay, and that's what has been done to us. Our relationship with our man has been attacked from day one. We had to watch our men be graped on buck breaking plantations. So what you need to do, if you feel strongly about all this stuff, as you say, then you need to go back and do some more research on YT men, YT patriarchy. Stick with that. Don't come over here. You don't know enough about our history or enough about what black women have endured either. That since we had to wash your menstrual rags as well, that most people don't want to admit. That's how degraded we were put down. So what you need to do, see what y'all kind of liberal folks that think you're being fighting racism. No, you need to go back and look at yourself, look at your own history, stick
Mhm.
with your own people, do the legislation. If y'all so about black women, like I said, something as simple as the Crown Act could be something you could get behind, but you never do. So that's just it. Leave us alone. Leave us alone. We good over here. Go and use all that to fight your own people, because you're the ones that created
No.
all this shit anyway.
I don't want to own anyone. I want to make that very clear. I think to me it's very important that everybody is liberated, and I want to be very clear. I'm also not a liberal individual. I'm a little bit more radical than that. I want to fully abolish the prison system because it is racist. It is terrible. It was built on slavery. It's still slavery to this day. And it's basically just legal slavery. And,
Absolutely. Well, but if you truly believe that, you wouldn't have let that come out your mouth. That black men got more privilege than you. See, it's still some
Mhm.
amiss in your
Mhm.
thinking. So therefore, you need to go and check that and
Mhm.
check yourself to see how you even let that come out your mouth, knowing all the stuff that you know. See that inherent racism that you all have, no matter how radical you think you are, when you break it all the way down, there's gonna
Mhm.
come a point where it's still the white superiority thing. It
Mhm.
really is. Because
Mhm.
there's no way you could have said that knowing the history of this country and how they've treated black men. Okay?
Mhm.
So go back, go
Mhm.
do your thing, and go back and learn a few more things. But like I said, stick to you.
Well,
Stick to
I want
what
to be
you all
clear.
need to be doing. Leave us alone.
Yeah.
Leave
I,
us
I'm.
alone. Because as smart as you thought you were, or as much history as you think you know, it's off.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then it all goes back down when the lowest common denominator
Yeah.
is always gonna be white tea supremacy. Period. See,
And
that's what we understand, but that's what some of y'all don't. Like I said, you don't take that knowledge and then break it down. Because if you truly understood, you never would have said that.
mhm. Yeah, absolutely. And I do want to say I never said that they were like more or less privileged than I am. I said that they have some
Less would have been
patriarchal
right.
aspects control over women in a different way.
No, but
We
no,
don't.
you
We
don't. The
don't.
black men
That's just
don't.
not true. White men
It's
have
not.
control over women. White men have control over our women. White women have control over their women. White men have control over all of this. But the white woman is right there along with them. It's like Batman and Robin. So
Right.
Yeah.
You give birth to them, you raise them, and come on, apple don't fall far from the
I
tree.
can't
That's
control
just
how much
it.
I can't control how much money a black woman makes. I can't control whether or not she gets employed. I can't control
Mhm.
what she puts in her hair. I can't white men literally can tell black women that her hair is unprofessional and control her life.
Right.
There are court systems where you can't even walk into court with your natural hair and be a black woman or a black man, but
Mhm.
I can't control any of that. I don't
Mhm.
Right.
have any control over that. So
Mhm.
And,
again,
and then y'all telling us that black women, one of our main issues is AB. No, it is not.
Yeah.
What am
I
I
didn't say
worrying
that.
about an AB for when I can barely put food on the table? You see what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
off-putting bullshit of so-called feminism that pisses me off.
Mhm.
Like I said, when you were using us as maids in your house or whatever, I don't know anything any white women have done to protect the rights of women like my mother that were domestics. Okay,
my,
where?
my grandmother, my
Okay,
grandmother worked in a white woman's house.
yep, mine did too, and my grandmother too.
Mhm.
My grandmother was the one washing them rags.
Mm.
Okay, so the degradation. Come on, like I said, you can believe and say all you want, sis.
Mhm.
Take it and go learn something else. And then, like I said, learn on what you can do to end this shit. We can keep sitting here talking about, oh, well, I think it's wrong, and you know, and we need to do something about it. And people in hell want ice water too. Talking about it and you know, and identifying the problem is not the issue. It's not the solution. See, we're talking about solutions. Damn, all this us going back and forth. We've been doing that for decades. The paralysis of analysis.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think that it's so important to have mass education given to people about specifics of these issues, specifics of all of this. You know what I mean? I think it's very, very important to educate people.
Mass education to who?
To white individuals, yes.
Well, thank you. Please clarify, because we already know the mass education needs to be you people, and you people getting together of a like mind to end it. That's how that works.
Absolutely.
It's not about us. We got this over here.
Yep, absolutely.
You all. That's your job. That's your charge. If you call yourself being anti-racist.
Yep. That's what
all right. Well, okay. Go ahead. Let's see what you do.
Yeah,
that's fine.
How that works out. All right, y'all. We gotta go to the next guest. Thanks for coming out.
Have a good day.
All right. Next guest.
Ooh, child.
I know. We gonna get some mayonnaise today. It's early in the day. That's why.
Like you say, I got time today too.
Yeah, we got time today. Hey, y'all, don't forget there's a 5 Panther Paw rule. Don't forget there's a 5 Panther Paw rule. If it starts getting unruly in here, for any black people that get triggered, just send up a paw. Someone else will probably follow behind. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man, they had 5 paws up there about 20 minutes ago. What you talking about? Man, they had so many damn paws up there, so many paws going, and you ain't look at none of them paws. Had me up in the doggone waiting room, waiting with a million paws going off. Man, what the hell's going on here?
I didn't even see him.
Man, you ain't saw them back-to-back paws coming up on the screen? Paws was that, man? I think my doggone screen got scratched up. There's so many damn paws.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
sorry about that, y'all.
I really wanted to break that down to her, but I mean, Queen did the greatest job in the world. But you know, I don't want them to get twisted, because you know she said I'm reading Angela Davis, this and that. You must understand that the Black feminist movement is not equal to the white feminist movement. They're not the same. Angela Julia Cooper is not the same as Susan B. Anthony. Know what I'm saying? Ida B. Wells is not the same as Susan B. Anthony.
No.
In fact, Ida B. Wells had a lot of smoke for Susan B. Anthony. I don't get twisted. That's what I'm saying. You know, they're not the same. You must understand that the Black feminist movement is not equal to the white feminist movements and say they're all the same. They're not all the same. Angela Julia Cooper got grafted to the white woman's feminist movement. Know what I'm saying? And they did that parade. What they do? They tried to push all the black women to the back, and Ida B. Wells had to move to the front. In fact, Ida B. Wells had a lot of smoke for Susan B. Anthony. She moved all the way to the twisted. That's what I'm saying. They're not the same. You can't understand that black feminist movement